Hi everyone, welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit video for Mother's Day weekend, so May 8th and 9th. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I hope other people are cooking for you and cleaning up after you. I just want to say thanks for all that you do for this world. We've got an amazing menu for you. And for those who may not be cooking as much, we've tried to make it really delicious, amazing high-end ingredients, but also really, really simple to finish. So this week we're going to turn it on its head a little bit compared to what I usually do to do the finishing. I'm going to do the appetizer, then the main course, then the dessert. Just the way that it all worked out, it's going to be really easy to plate it in that fashion. And the appetizer is cold, so I don't have to do too much on the stove. It's really easy both for the finishing and for the cleanup. But first of all, I want you to check, if you're watching this video in advance, your emails, because we want to do something super special for this weekend. And so I did, with the help of our team, a Curated by Becta playlist. We actually have two playlists on Spotify that we sent along with this. One is called Finishing, and then another one is called Dining. So I would encourage you to give this a try. I hope you like it. It's a lot of our favorite songs. The finishing is a little bit more upbeat and really fun to have in the kitchen while you're putting the dishes together. And then enjoy the dining one afterwards. That's a little bit longer, a little bit more mellow, and just terrific. And I hope you really like it. Please email and send us your feedback. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and started on the appetizer. So we've got an endive and arugula Caesar salad, sort of a spin on a classic here. This is my kind of salad where it's very heavy on the garnishes and a little bit lighter on the lettuces. So you want to toss all the lettuces, the arugula, and the radicchio in there. Your dill most likely is going to be mixed in with that. What I did is I just pulled it out so that, or at least some of it out, so that you can garnish it up top, because dill is just so pretty on top of a salad. Then you've got your dressing. Actually, I should read the instructions. So salt and pepper first on the salad. Then you've got the dressing. Throw it all in there, because the dressing is really what makes Caesar salad awesome. Plus, of course, the bacon, or in this case, pancetta, the Parmesan cheese, the capers. Everything is just extra delicious and extra abundant on this one. But super simple to finish and to plate. Try to get an even mix of the radicchio and the arugula. And again, this is going to be heavy. Whoops, I'm making a mess already. Heavy on the garnishes and lighter on the greens. Make it a super decadent salad. And if you made a mess like me, make sure to grab some paper towels and clean up as you go along. No mom should be finishing or cleaning up this weekend. I know that some of you out there just wanted to order this for a Saturday or Sunday meal kit too, and that's great. And thanks for letting us cook with you and for you at home. Okay, so then let's garnish it up. We have this beautiful Italian pancetta. It's almost like a pancetta salad rather than a Caesar salad. And our Parmesan, I'll shade it down for you. I would suggest holding off the capers and the dill for the end. You can get some of the juice from the capers in there. These are big fat capers. My son is a huge caper fan. I'm not sure where that came from, but he loves it. Won't eat soup, but loves the capers. So the dressing, and then a little bit of the dill on top. Making all kinds of messes tonight. Super nice. So there is our arugula and endive Caesar with the Parmesan, capers, pancetta, and dill. I hope you like that. And so paired with that. So this is the other part that we kind of flipped on its head. I missed some of the dill here. I'll make sure I get all of that. The other thing we flipped on its head tonight is, for the first time, our main course, because it's lobster gnocchi, we had to have a white wine paired with it. So for most of you, you will have a red wine with the appetizer, but it's a sparkling red wine from Emilia Romagna. This is Lambrusco. It's all organic and it's sparkling and it's really delicious. The way that Connor describes it, vibrant acidity, creamy mousse, raspberry, pomegranate, earth. And it's just all of that. And it's going to go great with the salad. And we actually sold so much that we had to dip into our cellar for a replacement for some of you. And so my apologies. So we put descriptions of both. The other one is actually one of my all-time favorite wines. It was a wine pairing that we had for New Year's Eve. And it's the rosé, so not quite as dark as this, but a sparkling rosé from Spain. It's the Genie from Reventos y Blanc. And this is a winery that I visited in Spain, just north of Barcelona, a few years ago, and it's remarkable. The way that Connor describes it, aromas and flavors of citrus, mineral, stone fruits with notes of red berry, flowers, and bread. It is really one of my favorites. So either one that you have, you're not going to lose. You're going to really enjoy them. All right, now let's get going to the main course. Again, very easy on this one. So I've got the leek soubise in here. So it's some pickled leeks with sort of a creamy sauce, and we're gonna bring it up to boil, or to simmer, sorry, medium heat. And then we're gonna get our pan going on here. And it's gonna be 1 tablespoon of olive oil per person, or in this case, I've got this sunflower oil, a very neutral oil, and 1 tablespoon of butter per person in there. And I want to talk for a second about our gnocchi. So this is a Parisian gnocchi as opposed to an Italian gnocchi. Now, I asked Chef Rich today how to explain this to me. So the Parisian gnocchi is not potato based. It is a choux pastry. So they make it from scratch in the restaurant. So Dijon mustard, Parmesan cheese, tons of eggs, and tons of butter, but no potato. And so it's richer for sure, and a little more decadent. So we also want to get a little pan going on medium low, and it's going to be 2 tablespoons of butter per person to rewarm the lobster. We've done all of the hard work of getting the lobsters in and killing them, and taking the meat out and getting it all prepared for you. Okay, so this guy is ready for our gnocchi. So gnocchi goes into the pan and coat that nicely. Make sure I'm not missing anything in the directions. Got that. Got that. Canola, saute gnocchi. Yeah, we're not going to season until the end. And then the lobster is going to go in. Let's bring this up in temperature just a bit. So on medium high, so it's going to be about 2 minutes on the gnocchi just itself. You want to get it a little bit caramelized, a little bit brown on there. Rich says that you can just cook this thing for a long time and no worries. So don't worry about overcooking the gnocchi, as I was. And the wine pairing with this. It's a beautiful white wine. Hopefully moms are enjoying this. I'm a huge fan of this wine, especially with the lobster. It is Verdicchio di Castelli di Jesi Superiore. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. I got to take some Italian lessons, I think. Yeah, our first main course white wine through Curated by Becca. We've done, I don't know, about 60 of these meal kits with all the special stuff, and this is the first white wine main course. So hope you guys like it. Oh, I love this wine. The way that Connor suggests or describes it. Opening notes of white flowers and hawthorn, followed by ripe apple and pear, finishes with a freshness and vibrant lemon, almond, and fresh herbs. That nuttiness, that almond, really comes through. So I'm loving this gnocchi. It's starting to get nice and brown on it. Looking really good. Okay, so I talked about this. I talked about that. Hopefully there's some kids finishing off. I've gotten some great emails recently from parents who their kids, maybe they're late teenagers. One is going into culinary school. And so every week they get a curated by Becca meal kit and they get the kids to finish it off, which I think is just so awesome. I hope our son does that one day for us. He's 15 and he does like to cook. So let's get going on that. Okay, so we've got 2 minutes on that. So now it's time to throw the asparagus and the mushrooms in. Super simple. And while that's happening, I'm going to bring the dessert out. Oh, I left the dessert out. Oh, and you know what I forgot? Silly me. I forgot our sourdough croutons for the salad. So make sure you top with some of those, because it gives it a nice crunch to the dish and certainly makes it a little bit more significant. But yeah, crunch is so important on dishes. Chefs are always looking for that added crunch. That's a good looking salad, man. Give that a stir. Okay, the sous vide, make sure to give that a little stir so it doesn't burn. This guy is getting there. So we're going to add the lobster meat in. Let's see, I need some tongs that are, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a spoon. Now, you just want to warm up the lobster because it's been completely cooked already. And when you're plating, you're actually going to plate it into the sous vide. So I'm going to turn that up just a touch, and I'm going to turn this guy up a touch as well. So the reason why you're going to plate the lobster on the bottom, I was like, Chef, you know, don't people want to like see the lobster at the top? He said, well, it's more important that the lobster is warm. And the sous vide, if you put it in a coupe in a large bowl like this, then it's going to be able to keep the lobster warm in there. I'm going to get ready for dessert while we are sauteing the main course stuff. We also went all out with the dessert tonight. Okay, this guy can go down. So we've got a chocolate cheesecake, and another one of my favorite ingredients in the entire world. It's probably the most expensive cherries in the world. It's Amarena cherries from Italy, and they are just remarkable. If you've never had Amarena cherries, you're in for a treat. I feel like my stove is not even, which is why this is causing me a little consternation. I might do. Let me go switch it up. Maybe it's the pan. I got this induction stove recently during the pandemic. My other one died. And yeah, I think I might just need to level it out. Warm that up a bit more. Mushrooms, the asparagus, and the gnocchi coming along well. I just want that butter to simmer a little bit for the lobster. Make sure it's nice and warm, because I want my wife to be able to enjoy this as well, nice and hot. All right, so while that's happening, yeah, turn this down just a little bit. Okay, the lobster has definitely gotten there. Okay, we want a, of course I should have pulled this out ahead of time. I've got this really cool pastry spatula, but any spatula will do. And just move the cheesecake in delicately. So you want it to keep its form. So don't pull it out of the fridge too early. You want it to be at room temperature. But you also want to, that's nice. You also want it to be firm enough so that you're not sticking it all over your hands. Okay, lobster's there, soubise is there. All right. So make sure to separate the leeks and the soubise evenly between the two dishes. Lovely. And now we've got the lobster. Make sure my stuff doesn't burn. And again, I'm going to take a couple fat pieces and just leave them outside so I can put it on top, especially for the pictures so that people see all the glorious lobster that's going in this. And you don't need to put all the butter in there. You've got a lot of cream in with the soubise. You can put a little bit of the butter in there, but lobster butter is glorious if you don't throw it out, whatever you do, because you can actually spread that on toast tomorrow morning and it is going to be fabulous. That's what I'm going to do. All right. That guy goes off. So the mushrooms and the asparagus and the gnocchi. I know my son is going to love this. He's a huge fan of gnocchi, always has been. But who doesn't love gnocchi? I mean, the texture is just glorious, and especially the Parisian gnocchi. It's really great. Megan, our sous chef that's in charge of the curated program, is getting married actually at the end of this month, and she's getting married to Chef Emmerich, who is the chef at Play, and his parents are coming over for this wedding. It's crazy, but they've had this wedding plan for a long, long time. So they just arrived in Canada today, and they, of course, they have to quarantine for 2 weeks, just in time to be able to get to the wedding, right? Okay. So again, the lobster's at the bottom because you want it to be warm, but make sure that you can see it. If you're going to do some photos, keep some out. So I've done some here, and I might even pull it out while I put the salsa verde on. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to season this with salt and pepper. So I'm going to do that now. It's never too late, especially with this dish because it is something that you're going to get bites of everything all at once. Let's don't keep that around. And actually, that was the other thing. Can you tell I'm a little distracted tonight? Someone very close to me has just gone into the hospital, so I've just been a little bit distracted tonight, and I apologize. Okay, because yes, Chef Rich's instructions did say to finish with some cracked pepper on the salad. All right, now we're going to put some of the lobster up there so that the picture has some. Apologies to Chef Rich that that those two pieces of lobster are not going to be super warm, but the ones at the bottom and the soubise are. Our Parisian gnocchi with Nova Scotia lobster, asparagus, oyster mushrooms, and leek soubise. All right. Now, finally, we've got our Amarena cherries on our chocolate cheesecake. And there's a little bit of sauce to it. probably best to put um, the cherries on the side because you are gonna do the candied lemon on top. So there's our chocolate cheesecake with the Amarena cherries and the candied lemon. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much for ordering this week. Your enthusiasm, we sold out super early. I hope you love your meal, and I hope you have a great Mother's Day. Please always take care of your moms. It's very important. All right, we'll see you soon.